5 steps to use benchmarking to improve profits. It is rumored that the process of benchmarking was started by cobblers. A person would place their foot on a bench, and then the cobbler would draw an outline of the foot as a measurement for correct shoe size. Benchmarking today allows companies to compare themselves with similar companies in the same area of business or geographic location. The modern-day process of benchmarking or measuring has been used by many companies to drive out expenses, improve productivity, and customer service levels. Today we will review the 5 steps to use benchmarking to improve profits. Step number 1. Planning. Planning is the major step in the benchmarking process. We start planning by identifying the area or process to be benchmarked. Priority should be given to an area of significant impact on the profitability of the business. Next, we establish the desired end result. This could be a guarantee of delivery of a product or service within a certain time frame, or a guarantee of 100% accuracy on an order or service. After the desired result has been established, then the benchmarking team, made up of people who are involved in delivering that product or service, is established. There must be an owner of the particular process improvement team empowered to make the appropriate decisions or be able to interface with senior management to get results. Having a management accountant involved gives the team the big picture view of the business. If the benchmarking involves a similar industry, there needs to be a set of criteria established to select a company for benchmarking. Criteria such as size, market share, geographic location can all be established. The company may be a similar company but located thousands of miles away. For example, a restaurant serving similar food to a similar client demographic located in Vancouver could be benchmarked against a restaurant located in Montreal. Finally, we must determine the methods of collecting information. Sources for information inside the company should always be used. Sales and customer service people, along with the end customer users, are excellent resources. Information on generic benchmarking on numerous industries is available through us here at Numbers Plus. This can help you look at similar businesses in many different cities in your immediate region or across the country. Step number 2. Data gathering. The success of any data gathering depends upon the quality of the questions used to ask the participants. The team should explore all question types from multiple choices, open-ended, scaled, and forced answer questions. Test the type of questions internally using some known data to see if the desired results can be obtained by using different question styles. Step number 3. Analysis and integration. In this step, we can begin to compare the data gathered about the process involved with the companies we've chosen to benchmark against. The company that is rated highest in the process being measured and our company performance is compared. The difference in the performance between the two companies is referred to as the current performance gap. This gap can be positive, negative, or zero. The negative gap is the one we are concerned with, as it indicates an area where we need improvement. We now need to project the gap further out to ensure that we are targeting future expectations and not just the current status quo. A list of issues must be created and the corresponding actions to be taken to close the performance gap. Step number 4. Implementation and execution. The first phase of implementation and execution is obtaining approval from management on the recommendations and course of action. When presenting this data to management, there must be a logical flow to arguments put forth, including factual data with realistic solutions. Once the recommendations have been accepted by management, then a set of action plans needs to be developed. Goals and objectives must be clearly defined and understood by the implementation team to ensure everyone is kept focused and on schedule. Progress during the implementation stage must be monitored and reported to the group daily to resolve any issues that are created and to ensure training is provided to overcome resistance to change. In certain cases, goals may have to be adjusted as unforeseen obstacles could now reveal themselves during implementation. Step number 5. Recalibration. Recalibration is the process of constantly reviewing benchmarks to ensure that they're up to date and can react to competitive pressures. A regular review of benchmarking keeps the company thinking of the future and making changes to improve profits. Let's look at a restaurant business as an example of benchmarking. The business owner has decided to benchmark his business, as even though the restaurant appears to be full, he feels he's not receiving the maximum revenue from his clients. Also, a large number of customers have expressed dissatisfaction over delays in receiving their orders. Many customers feel they're not getting good service from their server, as they can, quote, never be found. Over a 90-minute period, on a typical night, our restaurant serves 30 meals with a value of $35 per meal. Since the flow of food orders has a major impact on the business, we've decided to benchmark this process. We benchmarked this restaurant against other family restaurants with a similar menu, clientele, and demographic. As part of the planning process, we created 3 questionnaires targeting 3 of the major groups affected by the order cycle. The customers, the servers, and the kitchen staff were all given simple questionnaires to help us gather our data. The customers were asked how much time is acceptable between ordering and receiving their food. The serving staff was asked what is preventing them from spending more time with their customers and what in their view is the delay in getting food to their customers. The kitchen staff was asked what was required to help get food orders completed faster and with less backup. In summary, the data revealed that the customers wanted their food orders within 15 minutes, plus they wanted to be able to have contact with their server during that time. The serving staff answered that they could spend more time with the customers and increase the amount of food and drink ordered by each table, but were preoccupied with standing near the kitchen to keep track of food orders. The kitchen staff said that if orders would not come in all at once, they could handle the workload. If they had better visibility to the food orders, they could adjust accordingly. When we approached another restaurant in a city 500 miles away, they were happy to learn that this restaurant had the same challenges. This restaurant had a great reputation and was handling 50 meals at $125 per customer over the same time period. The major difference between the 2 restaurants was that the successful restaurant had implemented wireless technology into the ordering process. The serving staff had a small wireless touchscreen handheld device that had all the menu options on the screen. The server could send the food order to the kitchen staff immediately without walking to the kitchen. This gave the kitchen staff better visibility and better order flow, thus keeping their workload more even. Any drink orders were sent via the wireless devices as well, so when the server walked to the bar, the drinks were ready to be picked up. The server could spend more time at the table. This gave an image of increased customer service as well as the server had a chance to upsell things such as wine and appetizers as they build rapport with the clients. This would also reduce the feelings by the customers that their server was, quote, gone, and now the server would only leave the table when the drinks or food was ready. The expected results would be an increase of 10% of revenue in the first 3 months and 20% in the second 3 months, with the ultimate goal of a 45% increase in sales. There are additional suggestions about using wireless technology to target business customers. Giving customers free wireless access in the restaurant and possibly the construction of a small meeting room that could be used by businesses, not wanting to have the expense of a hotel meeting room. Once management accepted the ideas, then the action plans were put into place. Software and hardware was installed, servers were trained on the handheld devices, and the project was implemented. The results were as projected, and the business has incorporated benchmarking as a culture to expand on new ideas and to create a better work environment. As the benchmarking process develops, it soon becomes embedded in the culture of an organization. The culture of constant and continuous improvement allows for businesses to always be recalibrating themselves to adjust to market forces. Employees in this environment are always embracing change. They're on the lookout for ways to improve methods and policies and products every day. It becomes part of their role in the organization. The small improvements in day-to-day processes will accumulate over the months, and the organization will find itself getting better and better without any major initiatives. If you're planning to sell your business, being able to show a prospective buyer or investors that you have benchmarked the business will have a positive impact on the price that gets offered. Call us today at Numbers Plus. We have all the benchmarking tools, and we can help you take you through the process to get more money into your pocket.